Who's supposed to reach out first after a breakup? You or your ex? Here are some recommendations that I have that I usually tell my clients in my one-on-one sessions if you find yourself in this situation. First and foremost, if you don't know who I am, my name is Danny, and I'm one of the coaches here at Love Advice TV. So, who should reach out first? That's a pretty damn good question. And it's a question that I get asked quite often in my one-on-one coaching sessions. Usually, my question to my clients when that question comes up is, what's your end goal, right? Is it that you are trying to get back into a relationship with your ex, right? Your goal is to repair, to reconcile, to reattract, and to be in the best version of a relationship that you possibly can be with this person? Or are you trying to win? Because if you're trying to win, that is ego driven, which means that you are going to draw a line in the sand and you are going to put your flag down and you are going to make sure that you do not cross that line, because you want to make sure that your ex reaches out first so that you have all the power. And look, at the end of the day, when it comes to breakup dynamics, there is a power play that's involved here. There's no denying it, right? And we talk about it all the time on this channel. Being able to maintain your power and maintain control of the situation, and not chase, right? That's incredibly important. But I think the first thing that we really have to take into consideration is the reasons for the breakup in the first place. I think a lot of the times, with breakup recovery programs, there'll just kind of be a blanket strategy that is applicable for every single person. And the reality of the situation is that every person's situation is different. Your situation is different than the other person that's watching this video right now. So, what was the reason for the breakup? I think that's incredibly important to take into consideration. Who's the one that ended the relationship, right? Are you the one that ended the relationship, or are they the one that ended the relationship? Did it end poorly, right? Was there a lot of hostility? Was there a lot of anger and frustration and resentment and anger? What was said, right? In regards to the reasoning for the breakup? Is it because they felt that you didn't really invest the time in the relationship, or the trust was broken, or there wasn't desire there anymore, or there was a lack of communication, or a lack of whatever it is, right? If your goal is to be with this person, then you have to be willing to put your ego aside. You have to be willing to acknowledge that there are parts in this breakup that you are responsible for. And that's very triggering for a lot of people. But at the end of the day, you're the one watching this video wanting to know how to get back into a relationship with your ex, right? So it's very important that you are taking that accountability. And it would appear to me that if you are watching this video, you are taking accountability. You are wanting to learn. You are wanting to change and develop and grow and transform. And that's absolutely incredible. So whether you should reach out first or they should reach out first, you don't have to make that decision right now. That's not what you should be thinking in this moment, especially if the breakup is fresh. You should be working on processing and healing and taking accountability, reevaluating the relationship, what went wrong, what was right, and really investing time in yourself so that when that time comes to open up the lines of communication, you're ready. Emotionally and mentally, you are ready. So often I will see that people get so desperate and they cannot stand not doing anything or not communicating with their ex that they completely destroy their chances by constantly reaching out and texting and needing that validation and that reassurance, because at the end of the day, that's very self-serving, right? That's you wanting to provide comfort for yourself and to have at least some clarity in regards to where things are going. And look, I get it. I understand. I'm not faulting you for that. That's a very natural way to feel. But if you are wanting to get this person back, there's going to have to be a sense of control. And the one thing that I tell my clients all the time is you not reaching out and you not doing anything right now is actually you being in total control because your body is telling you to do the literal opposite. So by you stopping that, you are actually very much in control of the situation. So if you ever feel out of control, just remember that, right? So now we get to the reaching out part. You've spent some time, you've been in a no contact period, you've let the emotions dissipate, you've refocused yourself, you've taken accountability, you've developed and done all the things that you need to do. Realistically speaking, at that point, you should have been able to detach from the situation enough that your ego is not at play anymore, which means you shouldn't have an issue reaching out to your ex if that is what feels right. Now, keep in mind, once you do reach out to your ex and you open that door for communication, right? And there's very specific and targeted ways in which we communicate, in which we open that door initially, then the ball is in their court, right? So if your fear is, hey, I should wait until they reach out to me because of X, Y, and Z, that's a possibility, maybe depending on the strategy that we've created because of what ended up happening in the relationship, right? But at the end of the day, if you've been in a no contact period for 30, 60, 90 days, at that point, opening the lines of communication is going to be important if you are wanting to reconcile and repair and reattract. Beyond that step, once you've opened up the lines of communication, then we start to apply strategy a little bit differently depending on their level of engagement and investment and how much they reciprocate, right? So if we really break it down to the initial question, which is, should you reach out to your ex or should they reach out to you first? It's dependent on the breakup and the situation and why that happened in the first place. But at the end of the day, once you have actually allowed yourself to heal and recover and go through the no contact period, you should have detached from the situation enough that reaching out to them does not feel like you are going against your own moral code or your values or any of those things. Because at the end of the day, what's the goal here? The goal here is to get your ex back, which means we're going to have to open up the lines of communication at some time in some way, right? So once you're able to open those lines of communication, then we can start to talk about how to navigate that. You know, for me, it's not about manipulation tactics. It's not about playing games or any of those things, right? It's more so about being true to yourself and learning how to navigate this in the right way so that you set yourself up for success. So the question of, should I reach out to my ex or not, or should I wait for them to reach out to me? That's an ego-driven question, which means you are probably in a position right now where you're still too attached to the situation. If you feel like you are, or you're not 100% sure if you are or not, reach out. Book a one-on-one coaching session. Let's have a conversation about it so that we can evaluate where you are at. And then we can create a tailor-made plan specifically for you so that we increase your chances and your odds of getting your ex back if that is what you are wanting. I hope you guys found this video informative, educational, insightful, whatever you want to call it. Please make sure you're leaving a comment. Let me know what your thoughts are. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you've been in this position before and what worked for you, what didn't work for you, right? I love to engage with you guys in the comment section, and we try to answer as many as we possibly can. Please make sure you are hitting that subscribe button if you have not already so that you can get informed or be informed every time we put out a new video. I hope you guys are staying happy and healthy. Thanks for sitting down and having a chat with me, and I'll see you guys in the next video.